I'm going to walk you through the steps to make an advanced color wheel with the primary, secondary, tertiary, and neutral colors. You might be familiar with a basic color wheel like this one that has the three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, the three secondary colors, orange, green, and violet, and a neutral color in the center. Your color wheel will have all of those plus the tertiary colors, which we'll discuss a little bit further in the lesson. To get started, you'll need a piece of drawing paper, a pencil, a ruler, and two circles to trace, one being a little bit smaller than the other. I recommend that you not pick something too large to trace because you need to fit a lot of circles around your color wheel. To start the project, I'm going to take my large circle tracer and I'm going to trace it once near the top of my paper. I'm going to bring it down near the bottom and trace it again on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to slide it over and trace it one more time on the right-hand side. I'm going to use my ruler to connect those three circles, and that's going to be where I'm going to fill in my primary colors. I'm going to take my large circle tracer again, and I'm going to trace it in between each of those circles that I connected with the solid line. I'm going to use my ruler again to connect two circles, but this time I'm going to draw a dashed line. And that's going to be where I'm going to mix my secondary colors. And now I'm going to trace that same larger circle one more time in the center of my paper. And I'm ready to begin my basic color wheel. I'm going to use some watercolor paints to fill in my color wheel. If you have a basic set of watercolors at home, that would be great. If you don't, you could certainly use crayons or colored pencils and overlap them to make the new colors. I'm going to begin by filling in each of my circles that are connected by the solid line with my three primary colors. So I'm going to place yellow in one of my circles, red in the second circle that has the solid line, and blue in the third circle that's connected by the solid line. Now I'm going to make my secondary colors. A secondary color is made by mixing two primary colors together. So if I start up here, what two primary colors do you think I would need to use to make that secondary color? If you are thinking yellow and red, you are correct. You want to use the two primary colors that sit next to the secondary color you are trying to make. So yellow and red will be combined to make our new secondary color orange. And if you think your orange looks like it has too much yellow, you can add some more red, or if you think it looks like it has too much red, you can add a little bit more yellow to adjust it. I'm going to move down here. This circle is in between the two primary colors, yellow and blue. So those are the two colors I'm going to use to make my new secondary color. And when I mix my yellow with my blue, I should get the secondary color green. Again, if you think your color is too blue, you can add a little bit more yellow. And if you think your green looks like it has too much yellow, add a little bit more blue. And my last secondary color needs to have the two primary colors, red and blue, mixed together. And that should make the new secondary color violet. Now we're going to fill in that neutral color in the center. What colors do you think you would need to use to make the neutral color brown? There's actually lots of different ways to make the color brown, but we're going to stick with the three primary colors. So I'm going to mix my brown by adding all three primary colors together in the center, some yellow, some red, and again those two primary colors will make the secondary color orange. And then I'm going to add some blue, and those three together should make brown. If you're not happy with your brown, feel free to mix some more yellow, red, or blue into your color to make your color the shade of brown that you're happy with. All right, once you have your primary, secondary, and neutral colors done, you're ready to add your tertiary colors. You might want to wait a minute or two for those colors to set a little bit and dry. I have one a little bit drier ready to go, so I'm just going to switch that. And I'm going to take my smaller tracer and I'm going to trace a circle in between each of my primary and secondary colors all the way around my color wheel. And now we're going to be using a few more colors in our paint set. We're going to be mixing colors to make the tertiary colors, the colors that fit all the way around the color wheel in between the primary and secondary colors. Each tertiary color is made by mixing one primary and one secondary color together. So if I start up here, what two colors do you think I would need to use to make that new tertiary color? Remember, one has to be a primary and one has to be a secondary. If you are thinking red and orange, you are correct. The tertiary color sits right in between the primary color red and the secondary color orange. So I've filled in with my red. Now I'm going to use the orange from my paint set. And I'm going to mix those together and I should get a red-orange. If you think you have too much orange in your color, you could add a little bit more red. If you think you have a little too much red, you could add a little bit more orange to adjust your color. Moving around the color wheel, I want to use a primary color and a secondary color to make this new tertiary color. It's sitting between the primary color yellow and the secondary color orange. So I'm going to use that combination to make my yellow-orange. Again, if you think you have too much of one color, you certainly can go back and add a little bit more yellow or a little bit more orange. Next, I'm going to move down here. This one is sitting between the primary color yellow and the secondary color green. And when I mix them together, I'm going to get a yellow-green. And next around the color wheel, we're going to be mixing the primary color blue with the secondary color green to make blue-green. And moving around to here, we need the primary color blue and the secondary color violet to make the tertiary color blue-violet. And our last tertiary color is sitting in between the primary color red and the secondary color violet. So our new tertiary color, red-violet, is made. I think I have a little too much violet. I'm going to absorb a little with a paper towel and mix a little bit more red in there. So now you have an advanced color wheel with your 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, your 3 secondary colors, orange, green, and violet, and your 6 tertiary colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and red, violet, and your neutral color, brown. This will be a great reference for you to keep for any other projects you do with color. I hope you enjoyed that. I can't wait to see yours.